I suggested using side entry pits a long time ago as a feed-in to soakage systems, infiltration systems. Oh, they block up with sediment. So what do? If they block up with sediment, you come up with a way to keep the sediment out. The sediment builds up at the bottom. So take the outlet, that's a 1.5 metre deep pit, make the outlet up off the bottom. That's about 700 deep. And a couple of outlets there into a soakage trench that runs along that verge. We're putting stormwater off the road, 100 metre catchment, straight up behind the curb. Inside the pit, where those two pipes came out, to keep the sediment out of the system, just a coil of ag pipe. And the open ends went into the soakage system. So the ag pipe is just a filter. And half bury that in gravel. No sediment can get into the soakage system. It's really cheap, really effective, works well. Another non-standard is there's no concrete base to that side entry pit on the side of the road. It's just natural site soil, silty clay. Because your water drops head pressure into the trench, would sit here, and mosquitoes, problems. So instead, it just soaks away into the ground. You get some roots growing in there, works well. You can see some coiled ag pipe on the left. That's actually the pit you saw Pat constructing. Open at the base, half bury that with gravel. This was a different pit, very shallow. It's only about 400, same sort of thing. The coil was smaller. We just thought, let's bury the lot. Now it's business as usual. And that just runs some water straight off into a small park nearby. So that's keeping sediment out of there. Something we didn't figure on though is this one is in a street full of white cedar trees, berries, leaves, twigs, flowers. It fills up to the top with organic litter. And then it breaks down and disappears. And we thought, how long will it be till it clogs or overflows? And it never did. And year after year it'd build up and then decompose. Because it's open to natural soil, we're getting invertebrates coming up and we're getting in situ composting. So we didn't clean that pit purposely for 9 years, and then we ran a water truck out there, checked the infiltration rate, still running effectively, 70 litres a minute I think. It's not QMEX, it won't take your 1 in 100, but in terms of the trees on the verge, it's massive. And that was built in 2008, end of the millennium drought. Massive infiltration every year since. There's the infrastructure a year or so ago, perfectly intact, no heave, no subsidence, no cracking. There's hairline cracks elsewhere in the street, but that is pretty right. There's a stormwater outlet from this house here. It's lifted just a little bit. I think there's a root growing under it, but that's business as usual. This pit's fine. This is 11 years, this photo after it was, 11 years after it was built. And the shade density there, this tree's tapped into it. We built it here where we lost a tree. Compare that to that. The bio is working quite well there.